Take a breath. It might be the last one you take.
The air of desolation is sponged out
By blackest black smoke, red skies growing darker.
A storm is coming and clouds careen like fingers, filling the intoxicating space which seemed to go forever and now seems so finite.
Breathe out.
Darling, storm is coming, breaking through the hot, choking air that looms over, once wildness and fury and running through lands of sand and rain and grass, now
Thick and blood red, tasting more and more of guilt with every swallow.
sharp like the point of a blade, breaking the skin, spilling and spitting, fierceness and frenzy, pouring out, a protruding dagger from an open wound, draining all what once was, and now
Now she can't breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out.
it played with her, teased an ending and a beginning. A tempest and a downpour come to quench the blaze, leaving gnarly, strangled trees,
Fractured violence. Half-spilled blood. Devastated revelation.
her devastation.
Forgetting the tears from her eyes, like the razored edges of the storm.
Clinging to something that used to smell and taste so sweet and now sours in her mouth. Anger? No. Pain? No. Breathe in. The pain is fear made solid and thick and raw.
And fear seeps out of the cuts and nicks. Sculpted anger red hot and greasy slick.
Anger so hot it fizzes and spits blue and red, like scalding heat from butter in a pan.
Words from the mouth that cut and slice like dirty iron anguish. It's the feeling of being angry and sad and in pain,
And sick and tired and silent.
tired like exhaustion that finds the blackness of both eyes and knuckles in the half-light like violence.
Brutality, scolding and powerful. Viciousness sits on your lips and your gut and your heart like tar. No cure.
Grating at the smile that carries it in the silence.
Gagging. Putrefying radiance.
Holding space for what was, what could be, what will never be, should be, or can be ever again.
Pain is white hot and screaming through balled fists and broken promises that made new will be broken again.
Breathe out.
Sadness comes like waves.
Tightness in a chest that fear holds subsides to make room for what is ugly and soft sadness.
Blacker than the clouds that threaten the lands on which you stand your stoic heels, she makes the breath sluggish and painful like ash in her mouth.
A smile too heavy and too soon, and laughter too much to bear.
Altogether too much.
Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Fight back. Run faster. Turn back. Go back. Stay together. Stay alive.
Anguish is silence deep within the graying clouds of the storm as it grows. Thunder pounds like fists on raw iron bars. The prisoner shriek, living in her ribcage, sensations of life begging to break free but cannot. She cannot breathe.
Breathe in. Power. Empower. Overpower. Infinite in that power. Powerful.
Present. Presence.
Peace. A breath held underwater. If the thunder comes, then so too does the lightning. Breathe in.
The force and the words and the pain and the pounding cannot be stopped once it's begun. The vice grip of anguish holds the sounds back, and so too the lightning. The words are fire, unstoppable, destructive, daring, devastating. Darling.
The silence screams and fills choking lungs to spill forth from empty lips. Overflowing smoke in the lungs of the animals and the trees and the one who wants to run but knows they have to stay.
Stand in the darkness
And in the pain and in the smoke of the front while it passes. Burns over. Breathe out.
breathe in, linger,
in the haze and the fog that remain when the storm is over.
When the violent anger and the pain subside and only the smoke remains, the charred earth,
Blackening where what's left becomes a bruise, becomes a scar. Take a breath.